Everyone. So today I'm going to be in conversation with Teresa Mackinnon, and we're going to hear about open badges today. But before we get stuck in, Teresa, please introduce yourself.
So my name's Teresa Mackinnon, and online I'm probably most known as at Warwick Language. I was a founder member of UNICollaboration and a virtual exchanger, and I organised the Clavier. I was a joint collaborative organiser, really, with the Clavier network, which was a large-scale virtual exchange back in 2010. And I'm now retired from my work at Warwick, but I still support UNICollaboration, providing technical advice and support as technical at unicollaboration.org.
Well, thanks, Teresa, for joining me today. It's really nice that you've come to talk to us about open badges. So, Teresa, you're very passionate about encouraging people to make use of their open badges once they receive them. Why do you love them so much?
Yeah, open badges are really, really interesting. And what I'd like to do is to share with you the research that Miriam and I did back in 2016 towards what we've been doing with open badges in a UNICollaboration context.
Oh.
So what I'm just going to do is to share my screen so that I can just briefly show you what we did and how we are where we are. So the point of open badges for UNICollaboration and for virtual exchange really was to help support the development of virtual exchange and the normalization of virtual exchange.
Indeed.
So there was a lot of work done by both myself in terms of researching into the use of open badges to offer something that was critically aligned with the work of virtual exchange in recognition of participation. And alongside Miriam to investigate how best we could deploy that in the Erasmus Plus Virtual Exchange Initiative. So looking back, we researched this, and as you can see here with just a quick picture of the first book that was published on virtual exchange, which at the time was known as online intercultural exchange. So virtual exchange has been apparent in under many guises. It's also known as COIL in a US context. So within this book, you can see there's a chapter there by Miriam and myself around soft certification, which is essentially the open badges, and also around the Clavier network, which was the virtual exchange I was involved in. What we tried to do was to identify the challenges of normalizing virtual exchange and make sure that we actually recognized participation. And we wanted the potential of virtual exchange to serve the goal of virtual mobility, and we wanted to see that acknowledged in a higher education context. So these are the sorts of things we learned from, including the moo cow, the moocs and the nukes. It seems like a different world now, but things have moved on very quickly. And at the time, open badges were really not well known. They're far more recognized now. And the Open University had published some work around how best to design a typology for an ecosystem of open badges that helped to achieve our motivational aims. And so Miriam and I interrogated that and looked at how best we could design badges to make sure that they really made a difference. And these were our conclusions. As I say, this is all published within the book that I showed you earlier. We wanted the aspects of gamification and enjoyment and motivation, but we also wanted recognition, not just for students who participated, but also for teachers and those supporting teachers, because in order to implement virtual exchange within an institution, certainly at any scale, you need to recognize the time that it takes and the conversations and the multilateral work that has to go into that. So based around that, we then looked at how we could bring open badges into our work with Erasmus Plus in the virtual exchange initiative, and we developed a badges ecosystem.
Mm.
And you can see this is just a screenshot of YouTube, because that explanation is still up there in YouTube that explains why and how we implemented those open badges in Erasmus Plus Virtual Exchange. But as we know, Erasmus Plus Virtual Exchange came to an end in 2020.
At the end of 2020
At
it
the
was,
end of
yes.
2020. So there is a report published with the numbers of badges and everything else. But UNICollaboration, we were going to continue our mission with virtual exchange, and we wanted therefore to continue our recognition. So,
That's what I wanted to ask you about, Teresa.
right.
And relating to what's going on now, you still are our badge queen at UNICollaboration. So tell us now how UNICollaboration is awarding them and what we're using them for, and continue to do so.
Well, it's very much based on the work that we did with Erasmus Plus Virtual Exchange. We have an ecosystem, a suite of badges, and we continue to develop new badges as new elements to recognise come about. Most recently, we developed membership badges, so individual members and institutional members of UNICollaboration have an online UNICollaboration badge that they can share and show to recognise their participation in virtual exchange, but also recognition of participation even in short webinars, right the way through to more complex advanced training. So we have a suite of badges, and
Mm.
UNICollaboration pays for the maintenance of a badge issuing platform, because badges are not just images. Badges are digital, hard-baked
Exactly.
information that
There's a
keep a
lot of
record of what you've
information in
done.
them, isn't there?
Absolutely,
Layers of it.
absolutely. Yes, and layers is a great word, great way of looking at it. So here you can see this is the Open Badge Factory management interface that we maintain, and you can see here that we issue all sorts of badges. Just to give you some stats on that, since we've been issuing UNICollaboration badges, since 2020, we've issued 1,580
Oh,
badges
goodness.
to date. And 61% of our badge owners have shared their badges on their LinkedIn profile so that they can see and show their involvement. So that helps to raise the profile of virtual exchange, and also helps us to find each other.
I
So
wanted
there,
to ask you, Teresa, sorry to
no,
interject.
please
You
do.
talked about LinkedIn, and I wanted to ask you, once people receive and download their open badge, you're talking about sharing it on LinkedIn. So what are the best places? What do you advise people to do apart from putting them on LinkedIn, which I presume is quite a simple thing to do once you've looked into how to upload it there? But what are the other places or ways of making use of your badge once you've got it?
So our badges are based on a platform which is hosted in Finland by Open Badge Factory. And what we recommend is that people open a free account with Open Badge Passport for collecting their badges and then sharing and showing them. So as soon as you have a profile on Open Badge Passport, you can pick up your badges and manage them through here. And as you say, yes, you can share your badges on anywhere you are active online, be it your
Mm.
website, be it in some cases just your email signature. People do that. But you can share on any social media. The beauty of Open Badge Passport is it also allows you to create for free web pages where you can not only show your badge, but you can also put text with it to explain why you found this badge useful, and also to connect and explore, to find others who have done exactly that. So Open Badge passports are a really useful little tool for sharing your badges. I think if I point you to a very recent example of social media gone bad, you can see here that you can share your badge on X, formerly Twitter, but more and more people are leaving X and perhaps taking on Blue Sky, and these
Mm.
things will happen because that's the way social media and a lot of life online happens. Channels arrive and then they disappear, and people move on. So the useful thing about having your own passport is that you can maintain that and you can share easily to new and different places if you wish to do so. You can also print off, as you can see on this slide here, a PDF if you wanted to share and show your badge or your history on Virtual Exchange as part of your CV in a hard copy format.
So the information, when you print it out, the information that's baked into the badge can be seen in written form, what the skills are that you achieved and obtained during a training or a webinar or something. You can
Absolutely,
actually,
absolutely. And people do that just by scanning this QR code.
I
So
see.
when you print out your hard copy, they scan that QR code and that takes them to the web page that you've created and put together. So also within that Open Badge passport system, you can see that UNICollaboration is a recognised and verified member, and we've also been endorsed here by Erasmus Plus Virtual Exchange.
Mm.
So you can see the depth, if you like, of the links that we have, recognising a history. And many of our UNICollaboration members and our most active members have been with us since the very start of our journey. But even if you're a newbie, if you use this sort of system, you can soon connect and see other badges you could collect, and other connections to make, and perhaps a new connection for your next virtual exchange.
Is there anything else, Teresa, before I let you go? Is there any other advice or any comments or anything you want to tell our audience that you think's important to know about badges?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's really important to know that the badging community is a very active and developing community all the time. We support, UNICollaboration supports the use of open recognition. And open recognition is what you see in our badge, in our use of badges. Open because there is a community here working together, and we're seeing an increasing interest, not just from higher education, but from businesses and even from governments in online credentials, things that just work, as you see here from this wonderful image from Visual Thinkery. And there are lots and lots of resources that I'm going to share with you as well that you can follow up if some of these are things that you might be interested in.
Mhm.
For example, Open Badge Passport is a free wallet in effect for managing your badges and sharing them and for connecting. And what we do really is to support this open recognition, as you can see described here by Doug Belshaw, and we are Open Co-op. So this very much is aligned with our philosophy as an organisation, that all learning is useful and should be recognised,
Absolutely.
um, that it shouldn't belong to any particular organisation, but that it's shared and learning as a shared endeavour. Realistically, here you can see we're making a difference here between the use, if you like, of technologies such as blockchain that you may have heard of, and an open technology which
Right.
doesn't get tied to any particular organization or institution or even government. That learning belongs to the learner. So you
Thank
take your
you.
badges with you wherever you go and you tell your story.